If you've arrived here, it's no coincidence. The universe has quiet ways of grabbing our attention, and today it brought you to this message. Take a deep breath. The guardian angels whispered your name, and something inside you responded. There are words that heal, even when they seem like mere sounds. There are encounters that don't happen by human will, but by divine will. God prepared this moment, and through it perhaps an answer will come. So tell me before we move on, where are you watching from right now? Take a seat, because what comes next is for your heart. There is someone, a silent presence, who still walks within your thoughts. Even when you try to move on, there's an echo that insists on returning. It's like a closed window that still lets light through the cracks. And you know, it's not just any memory. This person feels something. But what they feel is complex, dense, profound. There's admiration, there's affection, there's desire, but there's also shame. A sort of invisible knot between what the heart desires and what fear allows. Maybe this person felt that the age difference between you was a wall. Maybe the world told them it was wrong, that it seemed unlikely, that it didn't make sense. And because of that, this soul learned to hide behind silence. But silence is never the end. Sometimes it's just the way fate prepares for a reunion. The universe doesn't connect hearts by chance. Every intersection, every glance, every exchanged hi, it all plays a part in a bigger design. And there's something in this connection that defies time, fear, and even distance. You feel it, don't you? That energy that vibrates when you remember a smile, or a simple hi that is etched like a beam of light on a cloudy day. That hi was not small. It was a portal. The soul recognized the soul. Even without understanding, you felt a calling. And that person did too. But she didn't know how to handle the intensity. And then, what was sweet turned into shadow. There is shame in her heart. Not a shame about you, but about herself. Shame for feeling so much, for wanting the impossible, for allowing herself to dream of something that seemed outside the rules of the world. And to avoid feeling fragile, this person chose the disguise of indifference. But God sees what the world cannot see, and the universe understands what the human mind tries to deny. You were a mirror. You revealed something this person didn't want to face, the truth of her own feelings. And sometimes love arrives like too much light for someone who still lives in the shadows. That's why she pulled away. Not out of lack of affection, but out of fear of seeing herself as whole. The angels whisper, don't doubt what was felt. True love doesn't fade away. It simply retreats until the right time. And that time, D is moving again. This person feels longing like a scent that lingers on clothing. She tries to move on, pretends it's routine, but her heart stumbles at the memory of your name. There are nights when she thinks of you and her chest tightens, not from guilt but from longing. And when she remembers that first hello, something inside her breaks and heals at the same time. The universe is reopening paths. Little signs may begin to appear, a song, a number, a random memory. None of this is coincidence. They are subtle messages, as if the invisible is saying, it's time to look again. You feel it too, don't you? That there's something in the air changing direction, as if the wind that once pushed away now blows to bring closer, as if time wants to mend what was left in pieces. But there's something important God wants to show you. The love you gave was not in vain. It was a seed, and even when it seemed the soil was barren, the root grew in silence. This person is now reaping the fruits of what she learned from you, even without telling you. Because sometimes absence is the deepest way a soul finds to mature love. You were a mirror of courage, and now that person is starting to see their own cowardice, not with guilt, but with recognition. And this is the first step toward healing. There's a phrase that resonates. A simple hi can break the chains of pride. And perhaps that moment is near, because the universe is tired of seeing true loves trapped in silences that say nothing. The angels are blowing new chances, little gestures that seem casual but carry destiny. You don't need to force it. You don't need to chase after it. What is yours will return, and it will return transformed. Can you feel your heart quieting when you believe this? This peace that starts to grow inside you is not an illusion. It's a sign that God is moving the pieces. That person who once felt shame for something that shouldn't have brought shame is learning to look at themselves with more honesty. The age difference, the time apart, the paths taken have never been the problem. The problem has always been fear, and fear is starting to lose its grip in the face of love. God doesn't unite souls by appearance, but by purpose. And there is a purpose here, one that still beats, something that will still blossom even after so much silence. What do you feel right now? This mix of calm and longing is the spirit saying, the story isn't over yet. And the high that once opened the way could be the same that soon brings freedom. But between you and that person, there is a weight, a silence that speaks too much, a distance that hurts, even when you try to hide it. It's as if time has frozen the gesture that was missing, the one that would say, stay. You miss them, but you also feel exhausted, because there's something unfair about loving without a response, and the heart, even filled with faith, sometimes gets tired of waiting. That person is afraid of breaking their own disguise, afraid of being judged, afraid to admit they miss you. But fear is not the enemy. Fear is the mirror that shows where love is still lacking. Self-love, love for what is true, love for what transcends. Deep down, the distance was not a rejection. It was an escape, and every escape holds within it the desire to be found. The universe allows for distancing only so that each person can understand their own worth. And in this time when words fell silent, you grew stronger. You learned to speak with God, to hear the signs, to see yourself as someone whole, not dependent on anyone's return, but deserving of reciprocity. The angels watch and say, you needed to distance yourself to recognize who you are, and this person needed to lose you to understand what they truly had. There is a silent learning happening between you. While you were seeking answers in the sky, she was trying to hide her own questions, and shame, that old shadow, still lingers. But every shadow exists only because there is light nearby. Perhaps this person feels small in the face of your strength. Maybe they don't know how to approach you without seeming fragile. But destiny has its own shortcuts, an unexpected message, an unlikely meeting, a memory that resurfaces on an ordinary day. All of this could be the beginning of a reunion. But before that happens, there is something the universe wants you to understand. True love is not begged for. It manifests when there is balance. And now, balance is being built. God is working behind the scenes, clearing fears, healing guilt, making way for the new. The silence that once felt empty is becoming a fertile ground for new beginnings. Do you feel it? That something inside you no longer cries as it once did, but prays in peace. That is the sign the heart is ready. That person on the other side also feels the change, still without understanding. It's as if a weight is beginning to lift, a chain is breaking, a courage is being born. A simple high can topple the walls that pride has erected for years, and when that high arrives, it will echo not just as a greeting, but as a release. Have you ever felt that someone distanced themselves out of fear, not lack of love? Because that's exactly what the universe wants to show you. Fear always tries to silence love, but true love will not be quieted for long. This story carries destiny, and when the destiny is from God, it cannot be undone. It is merely postponed until the heart is ready to bear the truth. The shame this person felt is transforming into recognition. They are beginning to understand that it wasn't time, nor difference, nor circumstance. It was fear. And no fear is greater than a love written by divine hands. In the coming days, you might feel a strange energy, as if something invisible is shifting. You might dream of this person. You may remember moments for no reason. This is not coincidence. It is the universe reopening the flow between you. But now you are different, more serene, more lucid, more whole. And that's why the reunion, if it happens, will be new, not a repetition. The angels say, do not look at the past as loss, see it as preparation. Everything that hurt shaped you. Everything that silenced you taught you. Everything that distanced you purified you. And what is coming will arrive clean, true, supported by the courage that was once lacking. Now I ask you, do you feel that love can be reborn, even after silence? Think about it, because sometimes the simple act of believing opens the door to the miracle. The universe is watching you, and God is smiling, because the love he wrote does not get lost. It merely changes form until both are ready for the reunion. And this reunion can start with something as simple as a high that breaks the fear, a high that dissolves the shame, a high that releases all chains. And when that high happens, every chain will fall with a loud sound, like the echo of the freedom that love has always wanted to live. Time moves in silence. What seemed still is starting to pulse again. in the depths of the soul. God works in the invisible. The universe is preparing reunions that seem random, but are destined. Nothing was lost, nothing forgotten. This person thinks of you more than they admit. They try to pretend they've forgotten, but the thoughts persist. They return when the day comes to an end. They return when silence falls. They return when the memory of the first hello resurfaces from nowhere, like an old perfume. There are nights when this person prays without knowing to whom, but the name that resonates in the prayer is yours, and God listens because He knows. Love hasn't died, it has just matured. The universe is beginning to align the steps. Coincidences, songs, numbers, memories, everything is a sign. The angels say, prepare your heart, the winds are changing. Do you feel it? The air seems lighter. There's tenderness in the invisible. It's the harbinger of a turning point. This person is being visited by memories that don't fade. The laughter, the gaze, the interrupted gesture, everything returns now with awareness. God holds up the mirror. The shame dissolves, fear bows before courage, and love speaks again even in silence. There's a dialogue of souls happening right now. No message, no sound, but the heart understands. Do you believe that silence also speaks? It's in silence that God speaks the loudest. The universe writes what the lips still cannot say. There's a promise being woven. Every pain will be a lesson. Every weight will be a reward, and the reunion will come in divine time. The longing for this person is morphing. From weight, it has turned into a desire to mend. From hiding, it has become a wish to be sincere. The angels show paths opening up, unexpected messages, reunions that seem casual, but the invisible is never random. God doesn't need much to reignite what is true. Just one gesture, just one hello, and that hello is being prepared. In the wings of destiny, love is rehearsing its return. Do you feel it? Something is being born beneath the silence. Don't rush. Trust. What is yours will not be lost. It only matures in God's time. The chains are loosening. Fear is falling. Shame is being purified, and love learns to walk hand in hand with faith. The universe does not repeat stories. It heals what was left unfinished. And in this moment, a new story begins to be written. Do you feel it? It's God saying, everything had a purpose. Nothing was in vain. Close your eyes. Listen to the silence. What was once pain is now light. God transformed what hurt you into wings. What paralyzed you has become wisdom. No distance erases what is true. No fear can withstand pure love. The universe realigns hearts that seek each other. There are destinies that cross paths once and recognize each other forever. Souls that touch once and never forget. This story is not about loss, but about refinement. Love that matures, that learns to wait, that returns when the heart is ready. The high that once seemed small will become a symbol of forgiveness, of new beginnings, of liberation. A simple sound, yet it can break down enormous walls. The chains fall. Each one represents a fear dissolved, a guilt healed, and the love that was hidden out of shame now rises in light. Time did not separate, it purified. The difference that once seemed an obstacle is now a bridge, because true love knows no age, only purpose. God blesses the sincere bond, and sincerity always finds its way back. The angels say, you survived the wait, now flourish. Everything that seemed distant is now close, and when it happens, it will be light, without fear, without rush. Only presence. The universe does not mess up addresses. The energy you sent returns multiplied. The love you gave comes back in the form of healing. So trust, even without seeing, even if it hurts a little. Faith is the invisible thread that supports the new beginning. You were chosen to experience a love with purpose, a love that awakens and heals. If the reunion is part of the divine plan, it will come. And if it's not, love has already fulfilled its role of strengthening you. What matters is not the return of someone else, but your return to your own light. You are coming back, wiser, more complete. The angels are smiling. God blesses you. The universe celebrates. Because love has never been a loss, it has always been a journey. And when the hello echoes again, it will be the reunion of two liberated souls, capable of loving without fear or shame, just with truth. Take a deep breath. Let this message enter like gentle light. It is not by chance. it is an answer. The universe brought you here because there was something you needed to remember. Love does not diminish you. It awakens you. Maybe you felt peace, longing, or tears. All of this is your heart opening again. Which word from this message resonated with you the most? Write it in the comments. Turn it into a prayer. And if this message touched you, give it a like and share it. Another soul might need to hear the same thing right now. A small gesture carries energy. Every share is a seed sown. And if you want to keep receiving messages like this, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. Not for vanity, but to keep the cycle of light going. With each new video, a new spark comes to you. Maybe an answer, maybe a sign. The important thing is to stay open. Do you believe in signs? Because this right now is one. The angels are showing you that there are still beautiful chapters ahead. Allow yourself to believe again. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to start over. God is moving the pieces. The universe embraces you, and love, in its purest form, finds you again. Everything that is true returns. Everything that is yours recognizes your light. And everything that is love blossoms always. May God bless you, may the angels guard you, and may hope never be lost within you.